I didn't see myself in any books at all when I was a kid. When you're not in a book or on TV, you feel like you don't exist. And I know from experience that you feel like you're not important. But if you see yourself, whether you're Chinese or Asian or you're marginalised, maybe you're LGBT, if you don't see those people, then you feel bad about yourself. And I want people to not feel like that. We want more representation and good representation. I started writing in 2006 or 2007, and I started writing short stories for adults. I knew I wanted to be a writer, but I didn't realise I wanted to be a children's author until around 2016. And I just absolutely love writing for children. The stories are really fun, but also there's a lot of hope in children's literature, and you feel like you're making a difference because you're hoping to influence the next generation and shape their minds. So it feels quite important for me to be a children's author. My first novel was called Danny Chung Does Not Do Maths, and it was shortlisted for the Blue Peter Book Award, and it just won the Jalap Children and YA Prize, which I'm really happy about. I did some school visits around Danny Chung's launch, and there was one class that had about 6 British Chinese or mixed Chinese pupils, and I did my whole talk about Danny Chung, and then they come up, I'm Chinese too. And that was just heartwarming because they wanted me to know that they were just like Danny and like me. And so I think that was really nice. I often write notes and ideas into notebooks, and I used to journal quite a lot. And I find that if I'm stuck with writing, journaling actually is really helpful. And here I found some notes about Danny Chung Does Not Do Maths. And I talk about Danny and Nai Nai. And then I found here that there's a note about a Chinese goddess, and my second book, Lizzie Chu, has got this goddess in it. So I think sometimes you just need to splurge and get all these ideas out. So Keep Dancing, Lizzie Chu is my new novel, and it's about a girl who looks after her grandfather, but he's acting quite strange. I was a young adult carer in my early 20s, so one of the themes in the book is being a young carer, and Lizzie doesn't know that she's a young carer. She just does it because there's no one else to do it, and that was the same as me. And so in the book she goes on a journey of discovery, and she's like, oh, actually I can ask for help at the end of the book. So it's I was using connections that I have seen in real life. My parents, Jean and Ron, fostered Chinese kids, but I ended up staying. So I was adopted by Jean and Ron when I was 8. I became a young adult carer around 2002. My mum had had 2 hip operations that didn't go very well, so then she was kind of wheelchair bound. And at the same time, my dad had a clinical depression, so he would be probably 6 months in a psychiatric unit. And I would go and visit him every day there, take him food. And then after my mum passed away in 2003, my dad had lots of stuff going on, Parkinson's, dementia, diabetes. And so every year I was looking after him and dealing with his carers, doing his shopping every week and dealing with his bills and stuff like that. So it's quite a lot to deal with, and sometimes I couldn't work, I just was a bit depressed, it kind of affected my social life. So yeah, it was, not easy being a young person and doing all that stuff. So we came to Scotland in 2017, my husband got a job here, and a week after we moved, I remember being at Loch Lomond for the first time, and when I got home, I got a call saying my dad had passed away. It was quite a tough year, being in a different place, not having my friends around. I'd looked after him for nearly 20 years. I was basically managing his life, and so it freed up that space to do other things and be creative. So I've got my book launch for Keep Dancing Lizzie Chu, which is an in-person book launch at Waterstones. I'm really excited because my friends and family and writer friends can come out and celebrate the launch, which I wasn't able to have before because of the lockdown and the pandemic. So I'm really happy that I can celebrate my book in real life. So this is my first book launch. We're at Waterstones, Argyle Street in Glasgow. And last year I didn't have an in-person book launch because of the pandemic, so I'm really excited to have my friends here, my family here, lots of bookish people are here. I'm part of a East Asian writers group in Glasgow, and so some of them are here, and I'm meeting some of them for the first time because a lot of it's been online or on WhatsApp, so it's really great to meet people in real life.
Why don't you kick us off by doing a reading?
Yeah, so this is my new book, Keep Dancing Lizzie Chu. Just going to borrow the Waterstones version. So it came out last week and I'm going to just read the first chapter. Most Saturdays are generally uneventful, a chore even, apart from watching Strictly Come Dancing. But not this Saturday. No, this Saturday, Waigong nearly got his head knocked off by a single-decker bus. The number 4 to be precise. It was one of those eco buses that you can't hear coming. The headline would have been, "Death by silent yet deadly bus." Luckily for both of us, I saved his life because that's the kind of granddaughter I am. It's been me and Waigong since last year when my grandma passed away, and I wasn't about to lose him too. I like to keep busy. It stopped me from getting too down in the dumps. I really miss my gran. She'd been a mother, a good friend, and a grandma rolled into one. Now it was just me and my Waigong, trying to take it one day at a time. That's the beginning. There's about 300,000 young carers that are children, that are cleaning their parents, that are going shopping, and we don't really hear about them. And so in the back of the book there's some websites and stuff that if someone's reading it and they're like, oh actually this is a bit like me, they can maybe get some help. So that was one of the reasons I wrote it. I am proud. I always get nervous before a book comes out because you've written it and you spent time with it and then it's out in the world and you can't do anything about it. So I am proud, but I am nervous as well how it's going to be received. I've just finished a Q&A. I've had some wine, I've signed some books, and now it's time to chill out.